scrape up a down payment for a little fixer-upper in your neighborhood? Take a look at my next guest. There's a report around Wall Street that this is what he has in mind. This is Donald Trump, 33 years old, and some people think that he wants to buy the World Trade Center, the 110-story Manhattan skyscraper that anyone can pick up if they've got the coins. This is Donald Trump, 33 years old, and some people think that he wants to buy the World Trade Center.
There's one more tactic that Trump apparently learned in the 80s and uses to great effect on the campaign trail today. Keep people guessing about any long-term plans.
Trump has said quite seriously that he's a good enough bargainer to negotiate a nuclear disarmament treaty with the Russians.
This is not a wealthy country. People think America, wealth.
He's a good enough bargainer to negotiate a nuclear disarmament treaty with the Russians.
Trump. Fred Trump, T-R-U-M-P. And you know what? I heard... Fred Jr., your plane only has one... It's Freddie, my oldest. He's flying a plane with one wing. The head of my throne going round and around. Yeah, hey, look, if you ever get serious about doing business, Walter, give me a call. Otherwise, Walter, goodbye. That was cold, boys. That was a good one. Otherwise, goodbye. You see, you gotta kill, you know? You gotta kill him, okay? Right, Donald? Kill, kill, kill! Where's my lunch? Amy! 'Cause there's no spot I've ever found that could compare to what's there back in my old
Hi, this is Daniel Clamp. You know, no visit to New York is complete without a tour of the world's most fully automated office building. My Clamp Premier Regency Trade Center and Retail Concourse, headquarters of Clamp Enterprises and home of CCN, Clamp Cable Network Television.
Now, the center is just one part of Mr. Clamp's round-the-world business network, which includes construction, sports, finance, and, of course, a popular line of jams and jellies. Now, for those of you who have cable TV at home, the Clamp Cable Network is located right here in the building.
The death of Mr. Wing removes the last obstacle to developer Daniel Clamp's long-delayed Chinatown project. This quaint little shop, which once housed many rare objects from the Orient, must now make way for the future, Daniel Clamp style.
You know, tomorrow's when the Futtermans are coming to town.
Oh, right.
Well, it's almost finished. They just have a few minor...
That courtyard looks cold. It'll be better with the trees. Mr. Clamp. Sir. I'm Marla Bloodstone. I'm the department head here. If there's anything at all...
It's okay. Everybody just relax and go on about what you'd be doing normally. Hey, I know I haven't been down here before, but that's going to change. I'm going to be more hands-on with these operations from now on. Hey, this is excellent.
Isn't that terrific?
You've captured the whole essence of the project right here.
been evacuated?
Sir, is the building on fire? No, no, that's a false alarm. We've just got some problems.
Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Donald Trump. We're all cut from the same cloth, and that cloth is very, very large. It's not too big, is it?
No. Why do New Yorkers have such big mouths?
Go big or go home.
Because they eat big pizza like the big New Yorker from Pizza Hut.
I think real estate would be highly lucrative.
Now there's a computer that puts you in touch with the world like never before.
You're the one to talk to, Doug.
At the touch of a button, you get TV, FM stereo.
Doug.
At the touch of a button. At the touch of a button, you get TV, FM stereo, even a digital answering machine.
Hey, Doug, this is Donald Trump. Just got your email. Let me give you my direct line at Trump Tower.
The Toshiba Infinia, when you're ready for a different computer.
It's called the Big Apple, the greatest city in the world. Now there seems to be something rotten in the core of the fruit. The city can barely afford to pay its bills, says Ed Koch, the mayoral candidate.
We don't know yet the sacrifices we need to make to get this city back on its feet again.
And as the crime is surging, it might even have to lay off those who fight crime. But this won't stop young real estate promoter Donald Trump from pursuing his dream project, a 1,500-room luxury hotel. And as the crime is surging, it might even have to lay off those who fight crime. But this won't stop young real estate promoter Donald Trump.
Donald Trump's biggest accomplishment to date is the Grand Hyatt. Now an even more ambitious plan is in the works. A bold new skyscraper, a prime Fifth Avenue location neighboring the famous Tiffany's store.
Taller? Well, it could have been taller. It could have been a lot taller, actually. I wanted it to build taller than the Twin Towers. I may still do that. I don't know. We're still building, so.
We're gonna do taller, but it's not gonna be as beautiful as this one.
Fantastic. I feel great. Just fantastic. Is it glamorous or is it glamorous? What is it? Right. Well, when you're willing to spend the kind of money that I've spent, you're going to perform tonight? Right? Smile.
Look at this. It's a masterpiece. Marble waterfalls.
Listen, I could have built it taller than the Twin Towers if I wanted.
You gentlemen, enjoy your night. Good to see you, Randy.
One day we're told that a shadowy figure with no fixed address named Osama bin Laden is public enemy number one, and U.S. jet fighters lay waste to his camp in Afghanistan. I really am convinced we're in danger of the sort of terrorist attacks that will make the bombing of the 1993 Trade Center look like kids playing with firecrackers.
Donald Trump is on the line. I mean, we know him as the man behind lots of real estate in Manhattan. And of course, Donald, I understand you were actually a witness to what happened this morning.
Well, I have a window that looks directly at the World Trade Center, and I saw this huge explosion. I was with a group of people, and I really couldn't even believe it.
What does the city need to do?
Well, I guess the big thing that you really will have to do is never forget. You just can't forget that something like this happened. The fact is something has changed very dramatically. And I think one of the very sad things is going to be when you look at the skyline of New York, which has become so emblazoned in your own memory, and you look at the skyline of New York and you see these buildings, these two buildings, whether you love them or don't love them, they were a great part of the skyline. And then when you look at the skyline after 2001, and you're going to see a skyline without these two buildings, you're going to say, what happened? When I first looked at it, I couldn't believe it because there was a hole in the steel. And this is steel that was, you remember the width of the windows in the World Trade Center, folks. I think you know, if you were ever up there, they were quite narrow. And in between was this heavy steel. I said, how could a plane, even a 767 or 747 or whatever it might have been, how could it possibly go through the steel? I happen to think that they had not only a plane, but they had bombs that exploded almost simultaneously, because I just can't imagine anything being able to go through that wall.
You've had an impact on the skyline of New York. What is it like as you see it now?
It's like a whole different skyline. It's like a whole different city and world. I cannot believe the sight of Lower Manhattan without the World Trade Center, and therefore we have to rebuild, not necessarily in that form, but we have to rebuild at least as good and maybe better.
Mr. Trump, what should be the response to this attack? How should the U.S. respond to such a devastation?
Well, I think they have to respond quickly and effectively. They have to find out exactly what the cause was, who did it, and they have to go after these people because there is no other choice. And then secondarily, and much less importantly, we have to rebuild in some form that will be just as majestic as the World Trade Center.
What kind of cost would you estimate to rebuild this area? How much money has been lost in the attack?
I would say $15 to $20 billion. You're talking billions and billions of dollars, and it's irreparable. But I really feel that the location is such and the importance of the monument is such that we have to rebuild.
Every time I fly over Manhattan, I see basically an amputated battery area. The bottom of the island looks amputated. I see the missing towers. Is that a better monument than the Freedom Towers just not having anything, or would you rather have the World Trade Towers back?
I'd rather have nothing than what they're building, Chris. It's a terrible design. It was designed by an egghead architect who really doesn't have a lot of experience at designing something like this. What I want to see built is the World Trade Center stronger and maybe a story taller. And that's what everybody wants. The New York Post came out today strongly. The Wall Street Journal yesterday in their editorial came out strongly for that. That's what people want. They don't want to have, I don't want to be stuck with 5 or 6 buildings that were designed by a guy that shouldn't be designing buildings, in my opinion. And it's just terrible what's happened in New York. And they're trying to push this thing through, and I don't know why. We should have the World Trade Center bigger and better.
If we rebuild the World Trade Center in the form of a skeleton, Freedom Tower, the terrorists win. We want to rebuild the World Trade Center as the World Trade Center, but better. A little bit taller, a lot stronger, just plain better.
So what do you think of my Trump Home mattress collection by Serta? Finally, the same luxury and comfort I demand in my hotels.
Oh, they'll never count sheep again.
Listen, why don't you come work for me?
What do you have in mind?
Something you were born to do.
Welcome to Room 9.
Looking good, number 9, looking good.
Where's your dignity?
Gentlemen, Oreo has rejected my bid to buy the DSRL, so we lick race for it, right here with double stuffed gold.
Mr. Trump, my brother and I are the defending champions.
Let's be honest, you don't even have a partner.
No, I've got a partner.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Me.
No way. It's
Double Trump.
And we're gonna be huge.
Let's get this party started.
Where are my golden double stuffed cookies? Right where they belong. That's terrific.
It is.
I really like it.
I do too.
Look, I'm really rich. I know how to run a business, and I know this. Our country's going to be well off with me. So here's what I'll do. First, we have to cut government spending. It's out of control, totally out of control. Then we've got to lower corporate taxes. It's become impossible to do business in this country. We've got companies shipping thousands of jobs overseas. That's got to end. And it's going to end. Remember that. It's going to end.
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy staring at my beautiful reflection. I'm like a Greek god that just took a bath in a pumpkin spice latte.
I am officially running for President of the United States.
My dad is the greatest man alive in my mind. And while Donald Trump was building a reality TV show, my brother was building a security apparatus to keep us safe, and I'm proud of what he did. And he's had the gall to go after my
World Trade
mother.
Center came
He's
down
had the
during
gall
your
to go
brother's
after
reign.
my mother.
Remember that.
Hold on. Let me finish this. He's had the gall to go after my mother.
That's not keeping
Look, I
us
won
safe.
the lottery.
And then Jeb said, my brother kept us safe. He didn't keep us safe. The World Trade Center came down during, I was there. I lost many people that were friends of mine. The World Trade Center came down during his tenure.
I think what I want to do is I want to talk just for a second. I wrote this out, and it's very close to my heart because I was down there, and I watched our police and our firemen down on 7-Eleven, down at the World Trade Center right after it came down. And I saw the greatest people I've ever seen in action. I saw the bravest people I've ever seen, including the construction workers, including every person down there. That's what New York values about.
We went after Iraq. They did not knock down the World Trade Center, okay? It wasn't the Iraqis that knocked down the World Trade Center. We went after Iraq. We decimated the country. Iran's taken over. Okay. But it wasn't the Iraqis. You will find out who really knocked down the World Trade Center because they have papers in there that are very secret. You may find it's the Saudis, okay? But you will find out.
It is my high honor and distinct privilege to introduce to you the President-elect of the United States of America, Donald Trump.
Sometimes I think Donald Trump is really a set of twins. I do. There's Donald Trump and Ronald Trump. And they're masquerading as the same person, but sometimes they just can't get their story straight.
Conspiracy theorists on Twitter noticed something unusual about the stitching on a coat Melania once wore at a 9/11 memorial service. Is that a plane crashing into one of the Twin Towers in the back of Melania's coat? Goes this comment. It legit looks like an object is flying into a tower. The story was picked up by USA Today and Yahoo News. The First Lady wore the coat at a 9/11 ceremony in Shanksville, Pennsylvania last year. It's coming to light now because the White House posted the image yesterday yesterday with the caption, "We will never forget."
I hate some of these people, but I'd never kill them.
How the did this happen?
The American dream is dead. Stop resisting.
The president's powers here are beyond question.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last president of the United States.
Coming to an American city near you.
I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president.